Welcome to the weekend live show.
508 is where I'm from.
We run down the biggest stories of the week with you every Saturday night. Let us know in the comments right now where you reppin'.
Apache Junction, Taunton, Worcester, Long Island, Manchard, South Florida, Webster, Malden, Framingham, Tucson, Billerica, Salem, Gloucester, Moosop, Connecticut, Charleston, South Carolina, Roslindale, Moosop, Connecticut, London, Hanson, Glendale, Arizona, Lynn, Mapleville, Quincy.
Food stands, leave your clothes, buddy, and
hey, you a funny ass guy, man.
Have you ever heard of Turtleboy? Yeah? Are you a fan?
508 is where I'm from.
Hey, what's up?
508 is where I'm from.
How was that?
You a freaking idiot. Stop telling people that I'm mentally deranged and stupid.
Call me Aidan. He's not a doctor, but...
Get out of my store, please.
You're a fucking loser.
You are a loser.
You're not a journalist. You're nobody. You're not turtle hair. Don't make such fun of the criminal justice system.
NFL on the house, blog that.
Let's get this party started.
And I will not be intimidated, I will not be silenced, and we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Boys, go baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chop up the singing, should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out. We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom. Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this. So it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. Disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom. You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go time. Tick, tick, boom.
What's up, turtle people? How's everyone out there doing tonight? Hold on one sec. Hold on. Let me make sure we got everything set up here. Okay. How's the audio? Can you guys hear me okay? Let me try a couple mics. Do you guys like this one? Or do you like this one? Do you like this one? Or do you like this one? Or do they all sound the same? Remember, all right, ready? One. Let me vote in the comments. This is mic one. Mic two. Mic two. Mic three. Mic three. Which one do you guys like? Tell me which one. Two? Oh, everybody likes two. All right. It's unanimous. We're going mic two then. All right. All right. Mic two. There we go. Okay. Hopefully that works well. All right. Shout out to the Rumble Rats. Are we live on Rumble? Did the stream work? It did work. Excellent. All right. We got 57 Rumble Rats. We got about 2,000 people on the YouTube streets. So that's cool. All right, guys. Cool. All right, guys. So how'd you guys like the DUI guys show? That was pretty cool. I mean, it was interesting. Again, I don't really like talking about that whole issue with her because it's just not, it's a distraction. It's not what I'm about. I don't want to give that individual any more attention. Quite frankly, she proved what she was when she showed up to court with Jennifer McCabe. Everybody knows what she did. I don't have to expose her. She did that herself by doing that. So I don't really like talking about it, but that's the topic you wanted to talk about. And so, you know, I'm happy to tell the story because I did nothing wrong. And it should scare a lot of men out there, quite frankly, or anyone, that this can happen to you. If you do nothing wrong, if a crazy person makes up a lie and the people with all the guns use them as a pawn, then you too can end up in jail for 60 days. And they obviously want to send me back to jail for 60 days on March 14th. That's what they're planning on doing. They're going to try to revoke my bail. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time because I've already done 60 days and I've committed no crime. And I've certainly committed no crime this time. Again, I did exactly what I was told to by the police. And if somebody happens to come within a 100-yard orbit of me, you can't control that. I mean, what do you do? Especially if you don't even know they're there. So anyway, how is my son feeling? He's good. You know, he was just coughing last night. He kept waking up at around 8:30, just kept coughing. And I'm like, this is too much of a risk. If something happens, I'm going to have to keep dealing with them. But honestly, I wasn't in a good headspace yesterday. So I just kind of wanted to take the night off and just chill. And that's what I did. And I feel a lot better now. I feel better. But again, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Again, karma catches up to everyone, guys. Karma catches up to everyone. At the end of the day, I know that I did nothing wrong. And I'm just reporting the news here. I can't go to the Karen Reed hearings anymore because I'm sure she'll keep showing up. And that's fine. If she wants to do that, fine. I've done my job, quite frankly. I've gone to all these hearings. I'll do what 𝗿𝗫𝗄𝗃 does. I'll do what other people do. I will just stream them from home. No biggie. And if she wants to keep showing up with the people who murdered John O'Keefe, she's free to do that. She's free to do that. So in the end, I know that Karen Reed is innocent. Now, Karen Reed is not going to jail. Karen Reed will not be found guilty if by miracle this actually gets to trial, which would be a sham. And the feds, even if it does go to trial, which I doubt it, the feds aren't done with their investigation. Like the people that did this, they're fucked. And I'm telling you right now, Brian Tully, 𝗫𝗄𝗃, and Michael Proctor, they're fucked. They're done. And everybody knows that because they planted taillight evidence, right? It's going to be undeniable that they planted taillight evidence. I don't know what they were thinking, quite frankly, with the whole taillight thing, because there's video surveillance of Karen Reed leaving One Meadows Ave with that taillight I mean, it was definitely broken, but it wasn't broken into 35 pieces. And they have apparently entered into evidence, like the entire fucking taillight has been entered. Like they put it together like a jigsaw puzzle and entered into evidence. And all you have to do to see that a conspiracy has taken place here is look at what they've entered into evidence, and then look at the video from One Meadows Ave at 5 a.m. And then look at the video from 4:12 p.m., not 5:30 p.m. like Michael Proctor put in his report, 4:12 p.m. from Karen Reed's parents' house in Dighton, and you will see that taillight has lots of red part on it that are now entered into evidence somehow. How the hell did they come off of that taillight? And how did Michael Proctor find that stuff at the scene of the crime on February 18th and all the days later on? Undocumented trips to Fairview. How did that happen? They're not going to have an explanation for that. It's planting evidence. It's undeniable that they did this. Undeniable. So the feds are building the case. And if I would assume that anything they've given to the defense is what they believe can exonerate Karen Reed. Is what they believe that any normal judge will look at and say, we can't go forward with this. But Auntie Bev, as we know, is not a normal judge. And so I don't know. We'll see. If I'm sure Karen Reed's team is preparing for trial either way. They have to. And, you know, hopefully this whole situation with the order is resolved before the trial, because obviously I like to attend the trial. I mean, I have a right to attend the trial. and we'll figure it out by then. If I'm not locked up, I mean, there's a chance I could be incarcerated for the trial, but hopefully not. We have a lot of witnesses coming forward who are going to tell the truth that I never yelled anything at Lindsay Cattani as she exited the courtroom. You know how we know that I didn't yell anything at her? Because she didn't report anything until 7 o'clock. She didn't report anything. She talked to a dead-end police officer at 2:30 about a scratch on her car. Didn't mention that. Didn't mention that. Oh yeah, the guy that I have an order on, who I came here to violate, he just yelled something at me. That didn't come up for some reason at 2:30. It came up. Oh wait a minute, 7 o'clock. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Let's go do that. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay. All right. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aidan. They call me Uncle Turtleboy around these parts, although I prefer Dr. Turtleboy, because if Jill Biden's a doctor, then so am I. And some people call me Daddy. That name might be tainted a little bit because the last one who called me Daddy got me locked up on some bullshit. But call me Daddy, she did. But, you know, I still like the nickname. It's weird when some people call me, that's all. But you can call me whatever you want. Just make sure you are here at 9 o'clock every Tuesday and Saturday night for the live show. You can join Turtle Club for $15 a month. You get ad-free on the website. You can sign up. You get an extra stream right on the website itself. So you can go ahead and do that. Okay, let me see. Yeah. Hold on. Okay. So anyway, yeah, no doubt. I mean, you can, I don't mind it. I'm not going to say no. All I care is that you come here and, you know, you just be here. We have a little community. So we had Turtle Club the other night. We had a record breaking audience for it, which is a good problem to have. I'm telling you, like, at the end of the day, if I have to do, like, I mean, I told Larry in that last stream that I viewed the incarceration as an investment. That's the way I looked at it in there. I'm like, this sucks, but I'm going to be rich after this. I don't give a shit. Like, I know how this story ends, and it doesn't end up with me going to jail. It ends up with the bad guys who committed crimes and covered up a murder going to jail. I certainly, you know, let's just leave it this. We are fully using the law to our advantage right now. Our legal team and the people who committed crimes against me are going to be held responsible, especially people who harass and intimidate and leave insane, drunken voicemails who are currently being charged with witness intimidation against you. That's not a smart move. Not a smart move. Did I report the Krusty Panties phone call? Of course I reported that to police. The police have that. She is, if you're unfamiliar, she is, again, I don't even like talking about this person because giving them attention is what they want. They have nothing to do with the story whatsoever, but they've inserted themselves in it. And she has been charged not by me, but by the Holden Police Department, filed a criminal complaint against her for witness intimidation. She's also being charged by the Stoughton Police for violating a harassment prevention order in court, mind you, against a woman who she previously violated the same order on, simply because that woman had a prior relationship with me. So she stalked and harassed her for quite some time. And she is now being charged. She hasn't been formally charged yet. She has her clerk magistrate's hearing coming up. And in anticipation of the clerk magistrate's hearing, she decided to leave this voicemail. I'll play it for you if you haven't heard it, because fuck it. Let's just play the voicemail real quick. Let me see if we got it here. If you haven't heard it. All right, let me play this, because this is what they're referring to. Let's listen to this. If you want to hear what mental instability sounds like, just listen to this madness.
Hey, faggot, I can see that you can post my voicemails on your Twitter because you're a bitch. Why can't you face a female? I am not afraid of you. I never witness intimidated you. You're not a witness in any case. You're just a small-dicked fucking faggot that likes to prey on women. Call me back, motherfucker. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you did to Lindsay. Let's talk about what you did to John McCabe. Let's talk about what you did to Colin Albert, a 19-year-old Jew.
So she's calling on behalf of Lindsay. That's what she said right there. Let's talk about, so that's who she's calling on behalf of. But go ahead. And by the way, the 19-year-old juvenile, just classic.
Calling Albert a 19-year-old juvenile. Let's talk about it, Aidan. Why are you so afraid of, I know that you're not. You just want to self-victimize.
Why are you so afraid of me? Maybe because this individual leaves insane voicemails like this.
But how's your wife doing, by the way? How are your abused and neglected children doing, by the way?
Imagine accusing somebody else of having abused and neglected children when you literally lost 2 of your own kids to the state. Like, imagine saying that with a straight face. Like, yeah, you abused and neglected your children. Her 2 children were taken by the state of Massachusetts due to abuse and neglect. The other 2 were in and out of foster homes their entire lives. Just imagine the cognitive dissonance to just have no self-awareness like that whatsoever. And her obsession with the mother of my children is just bizarre too. Like, newsflash, like, kind of can't keep it in my pants. Like, that's obviously my weakness, right? It's a big reason why I'm going to be living like somewhere else, right? Like, big deal. Okay. Bill Clinton, a lot of people have done that before, right? Big guilty is charged with that. Guilty is charged. Okay. And it's just like bizarre. I don't give a shit. I never gave a shit about Bill Clinton. I never gave a shit about any of these people. Why do any of these people care about where I do? Like, why does anybody care? It's just bizarre. And by the way, she embraces the women that I've done this with. Like, that's the most bizarre part. It's like, yeah, I'm so against infidelity and this and that. And now I'm going to be best friends with this chick that you were smashing. What? How does that make any sense? But go ahead. Oh, he's such a loser. He can't get any. But then, oh, wait, what? Okay, cool. And it's just the tone of this. And then at the end, you hear this.
Wait, call me back, you fucking faggot. I'll drive over to your parents' house right now. Fuck you.
I'll drive over to your parents' house. So that's a weird thing to say. So that's obviously been given to the police. But again, I've written down a list of things. Like, she came to my house on, what the hell was that? You heard me jump there? What the hell? Okay. But she came to my house on July 22nd, left an insane note saying that she was going to post our address everywhere. She has posted my phone number lots of places. She had her daughter contact me with threats to beat my kids' asses. She has threatened to come to my daughter's cheerleading practices multiple times, encouraged harassment of my attorney, contacted the mother of my children at her work and CC'd the principal of her school, right? Has threatened to go to my house more times than I can count, has posted naked pictures of me and intimate images of me, claiming to have surveillance for 6 months on me. I've asked her to stop. She escalates. She posts pictures of my children and my niece on Twitter on January 9th. And she claimed that she got the picture from the mother of my children, who wants nothing to do with her, absolutely nothing to do with her, is disgusted by her too. And in reality, she got it off my sister's Facebook page. We found the picture on my sister's Facebook page. So she went to my sister's Facebook page and got that. So that's normal. Saying that I'm responsible for all your suffering. Blame me, bitch. There are videos of her harassing, of her threatening to have me assaulted at court. That's why she's being charged with witness intimidation. Her boyfriend did assault me at court. His trial is coming up on March, I believe, 20th. She's tweeted that this is about to get a lot worse for you. She called my 7-year-old daughter promiscuous. She has an order against a woman named Lauren Murray, who's like the only, like they go after her because I previously had we're friends to this day, and she didn't go to the dark side. Because she's a great person. Because she's not just great, just normal. Like, that's like a normal thing to do when you end a relationship, is you don't just go and you like team up with Krusty Panties. Like, that's bizarre. And, people see this, like, you trust anyone. I trust Lauren Murray. Like, I trust, you can trust some people, I understand you got to be very careful. Yeah. The 7-year-old, like, and I got evidence of this all, and I haven't, my plan was just to ignore this individual and hope they go away, but clearly they're not. And on a July 28th, 2023 video, she said, quote, I'm going to fuck shit up, balls to the wall, Aidan should probably run down and file his restraining order now. So that's going to be played in court. We're boots on the ground. We're going to fuck shit up. His wife can go and try to get an RO. She can try to do that. Okay. She said, I suddenly took an interest in cheerleading. She posted my address on YouTube. And we have a video of this saying, please go to his home. I would encourage you to go when he isn't home and his wife and children are there. I will continue to try. I want to know why she allows her husband to run around and terrorize families, children, and women. Do you want it done to yours? We'll find out. How about this one? This is going to be good. On a June 15th audio, she said, quote, he fears me. He fucking should. This is a call to arms. That's a direct quote. Again, I document everything myself. On December 29th, she posted, you should go try to intercept your parents' mail every single day for the next month because they're going to get something in the mail. So they're going to contact my parents again. On February 17th, she said on her show, this is not going to stop. You think I won't pull up? If I'm like, listen, Andrew, watch the kids. That's her boyfriend that abused the kids. Watch the kids for a few hours. I will ask you to your face why you used your own children to fabricate court evidence because you won't answer my questions on social media, you little bitch. You blocked me on everything. So, yeah, I mean, some of these are just bizarre. Again, I've got links to all of these downloaded videos to all of these. And it's bizarre. It's just bizarre. But, so, you know, like, again, she is being, she's going to be charged with witness intimidation by the Holden police. It just needs to end. We just both need to move on with our lives. I don't talk about her. I mean, you guys never see me. Like, I mean, when you come to the show, my channel, do you see like thumbnails of her everywhere or talking? No, because why would I? She's irrelevant. But you go to her channel, certainly, and it's just me. It's all me. It's the Turtleboy show. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is an unhealthy obsession, And I get it. I mean, look at the numbers. Look how many people watching this show. Look how well we're doing over here. Look at the success we're having. I get it. You got to latch on to success when you see it. You got to latch on to success. But the most bizarre part about this is she's clearly like a sociopath and mentally unwell, but yet the Commonwealth and at least Ken Mello and Brian Tully have no problem associating with someone like this, which really says a lot more about them than it is about anyone else. But I digress. Okay. Is law enforcement taking this seriously? Yeah, they're charging her with a felony. So we have a hearing coming up, like I said, on March 11th, and we'll see what happened. 𝗀𝗃 got not guilty on the attempted murder, but guilty on a couple of the other ones. So he's got his sentencing coming up, and he's hoping for time served. So that's we'll see if he gets it. All right. How does she never get in trouble for this? I mean, she's being charged. She's being charged with a felony. By the Holden police are trying to charge her with a felony, and the Stoughton police are charging her with a misdemeanor, and the Boston police charge her with a misdemeanor. So she's not really getting away with it. I mean, I would suggest if I was her, just moving on with my life and it's not worth it to catch all these charges over an obsession with me. Like, I don't get what she gets out of this, you know, but, I could play some of the videos I've got archived for this at the end. But anyway, what we're going to talk about in a moment is we're going to talk about my appearance on CourtTV. And before we do that, though, if you guys would like to donate to the cause, the turtle chat is at the top. If you donate whatever you want on there, you can write a little message. I will get the message in my email. I'll read them out loud to the class. We've got a couple already. We got here one from Heather. $10 says, thank you for giving Basement Mouse a shout out in your arrest video. My mom was pretty psyched about that. She wants to know if you've seen him since you've been home. I have not. We found a dead mouse my son found a dead mouse upstairs a while back. And yeah, that might've been Basement Mouse. Scott sends $10, says Aidan is quick on his feet with Vinnie. It was great to watch. Yeah, we're definitely going to rewatch that. Thank you very much, Scott. And sends $25 and says, so good to have you back. Glad to be back. And very glad to be here. Also, you can cash app me. You got a couple cash apps here. Let's see what people have sent. All right. Let's see. Cash app. How do I see this? Okay. All right, we got, let's see. Erica sends $60, says, for the bracelets. Thank you very much, Erica. Tracy Daly sends $15 and says, they are getting the best of you. Stand your ground. That's my plan, Tracy. Jen sends $25 and says, I know you fed up. I know you're fed up. Keep your head up. 𝗕𝗵𝗺 𝗀𝗃, the white 𝗕𝗵𝗺 𝗀𝗃, the white female 𝗕𝗵𝗺 𝗀𝗃. Thank you, Jennifer Altman. Jane DiMaggio sends $20 and says, nice job on the DUI guy. Thank you. Journalism is not a crime. No, it's not, Jane. Bruce sends $5 and says, hey, Mom, here comes that man again. Hey, Mom, here comes that man again. There he goes. Anita sends $20 and says, stand strong, Aidan. Vindication is coming. Thank you, Anita. I really appreciate that. Marianne sends $25 and says, Mon letting BT, I think Brian Tully and Michael Proctor hassle Canton peeps. Yeah, I think she's talking about the Colonel there, who I consider just as complicit as the rest of these douchebags. So, yeah, there's that. Let's see, the turtle chats. It's going to refresh. I'm making sure it's, give me 1 sec to make sure the turtle chats are working. Because I know sometimes donations, let's see. Again, I will feel completely normal after, I will feel completely free after March 14th. Like when that day, if that day comes and goes and I don't go back to jail, I will feel free then. Until then, I don't really feel free, to be perfectly honest with you, right? Because they're going to hold this bullshit over my head and I just don't trust them at all, etc. So, okay. Is that it? Today is the 3rd, and we got Ann's, we got Scott's, I believe, and we got Heather's. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, guys. So let's jump in. Let's watch CourtTV. If anyone else wants to donate, link is pinned to the top, or you can cash at me at $UncleTurtleboy. Let's do this. Okay. Let's bring up my CourtTV special. So this was on Friday night. I was on with Vinnie Politan, and a lot of people thought Vinnie was tough, you know? But again, I don't mind tough. I like tough. I'm happy to answer it. And not to brag, but I've gotten kind of like rave reviews for how I handled this. And I went on the glares on the other night and I just said, look it, like, I know this case so well, like the back of my hand. This guy asked me questions and he tries to like get me off a little bit. We're going right back to the facts of the case. We're going right back to the facts of the case. Again, somebody can fill Sheila in. They're trying to charge me with another bullshit thing. And send me back. We'll see. But let's talk about this for now. Okay.
Get set. This is a big hour.
Can you guys hear this?
Big hour, and we're starting big. Now, I'm going to preface this once again. Every time I do this story, I have to say it. My sole purpose in covering this story and my sole goal, my perspective, my point of view is just to find out the truth, period. I have no other agenda. I'm not on one side. I'm not on the other side. I'm on the side of truth, whatever it is. And hopefully at some point we will find out and a jury will tell us.
See, I disagree with that. We'll find out and jury will tell us. Or the feds will dismiss, or the case will get dismissed. That's what it should be. I mean, I think a jury telling us that she's not guilty tells us what we already know. And that allows the killers to walk free. I think that's kind of a loss in and of itself if Karen Reed is found not guilty. But I also don't think that Vinnie Politan is down the middle. I think Vinnie Politan is firmly on our side. Vinnie Politan, if you've been watching his coverage of the case, he knows that Karen Reed is not guilty. He's well aware of that. So he's doing this whole like I'm the middle of the road thing, you know, but like he's on the side of common sense. Like he gets it.
What the truth is. So I'm talking about the case of Karen Reed. Karen Reed, that's her boyfriend, John O'Keefe. He's a Boston police officer. She was a professor and a professional. They went out one night bar hopping. She then drops him off at a house, or he gets out of the car. Prosecutors say she ran him over, murdered him on purpose after she let him out of the car. She says he went into the house and was killed in there, and she's now being framed for the murder. That's the story here. She says she's being framed by the people that are inside that house who were other police officers and family members. Prosecutors say she murdered him, ran him over on purpose, and left him to die in the cold. So this is the case where we are seeing something we've never seen before. an accused cop killer, even before the trial starts, just dozens and hundreds of protesters showing up at the courthouse supporting her. Take a look.
We're not putting up with that. We're right here today, Jim McDermott, and we're not going to be quiet. It is. We got it.
And the man leading those demonstrations has subsequently gotten arrested and charged with witness intimidation and some other charges. And he's joining us tonight. Let's bring in our special guest, blogger, social media personality, owner of TV Daily News, and the man who organized the Karen Read protest, joining us tonight from Worcester, Mass. Aidan Kearney, a.k.a. Turtleboy. Great to see you, Turtleboy. You were locked up for a while. How long were you locked up?
I did 60 days, Vinny. 60 days.
All right. Now you're here tonight. So I've been reporting on a lot of allegations against you and about you. So I want to talk about some of those and have you respond. And I want to begin with the relationship between you and Karen Read, what exactly this is about. Because in an affidavit that was filed by the Commonwealth, they are alleging that Karen Read provided to you non-public information using an intermediary, a woman named Natalie.
Like he used non-public information, which is legal. There's nothing illegal about that. Like that's the big thing. She provided Turtleboy with non-public information. Where is the crime? What statute does that fall under? None. Oh yeah. So who cares? Like what? How is this even news? But go ahead.
You're using the secret text messaging app that terrorists use.
The secret text messaging app that also known as Signal, one of the most downloaded apps in the Google Play Store and on iPhones. Like it's one of the most common apps. Like Signal, I use it all the time. I use Signal all the time because I don't trust that these I mean, and so should anyone in my position, but anyone should, especially me. Because as you've seen here, they can just make up some lies. Like Karen Read got her phone taken because some woman who was mad that she got dumped made up a bunch of lies about what Karen Read was telling me. And then a judge signed a warrant and took her phone. I said some comments on YouTube that certain people didn't like, and I got my phones taken. But the whole point of Signal is they can't read your messages. It's all encrypted. It automatically disappears. So it's like then he's like terrorists use this. Does it actually say that? Does it actually say that? And using a messaging application outside of traditional text messaging. Oh no, not traditional text messaging. Oh no. Okay. All right, let's play some more.
You made 189 phone calls to Karen Read, and you spoke to her in excess of 40 hours. And then a woman named Jane, who I believe is your ex.
No, her name's not Jane. Her name is 𝗫𝗏𝗄𝗃 𝗫𝗃𝗃, 𝗫𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, 𝗫𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃, not Jane. Jane was the fake name that she used on Twitter to, work with, pretend that she was basically talk shit about me. You got to see the Jane account. I never wrote the whole story about it, but it's wild. But that's not her name. Her name's 𝗫𝗏𝗃 𝗫𝗃𝗃, and she was, what'd she say I was doing?
Stated that you run everything by Karen Read.
Oh, right.
Before you post anything.
He runs everything by Karen Read before I post anything. Okay. So first of all, completely untrue. Also known as, like, if Karen Read gave me something on the record, then I could post it. If Karen Read gave me something off the record, then I can't post it, because that's how journalism works. And that's it. It's really nothing to see here. Karen Reed does not own me. She doesn't tell me what to do. I do whatever I want to do. I haven't spoken to Karen Reed, quite frankly, in months. And that's fine. I don't even want to talk to Karen Reed, right? I hope she's preparing for trial because she's fighting for her life, and I got shit to do of my own. But I mean, it's just absurd that somebody can make up a statement like she runs everything. She forgot to mention that she's also insanely jealous of Karen Reed. Like, I have countless messages where she's like, I think you're in love with Karen. I think you're in love with Karen. Oh man, Karen's such a whore, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, she's messaging me the free Karen Reed shirt. It's just bizarre. I mean, it's just an insane person. That's all this is. And the Commonwealth used her and Natalie, who's also an insane person, as we heard, as their star witnesses in this. And I don't know what Vinnie thinks any of this proves. Like, what does this say? Jane stated Kearney and Reed communicate using Signal app because it's encrypted. Yes. Stated she does not communicate with Kearney using the Signal app. She stated that Kearney runs everything by Karen, meaning all of the blog posts and social media content is approved by Reed prior to publishing. A complete and total lie. Just a complete fucking lie from a pathological liar who got caught lying on the stand multiple times at a restraining order here. She described Reed as difficult, controlling, and gets irritated with him. Untrue. Show the messages where I said any of those things. Difficult, controlling, or irritated. Oh, please. Oh, please. Stated Kearney showed her material related to the investigation of the homicide of John O'Keefe, including the 911 call, which was released by Krusty Panties, and cruiser video footage before it was leaked on social media. Where is the cruiser video footage? Where is that? I've yet to see that leaked on social media anywhere. Anybody seen that video? Anybody seen that? Oh, right. Another lie. Another lie. Yeah. So, what is to say? In the beginning of their relationship, he stated he was close with Karen Reed's family. He would later state to Jane that he speaks with Karen Reed every day. So fucking what? She showed me a screenshot that Kearney allegedly sent her showing multiple calls on a certain day that showed Karen Reed signal audio. See, that's completely untrue. Completely untrue. Because I didn't have Karen Reed in my phone as Karen Reed, specifically for that reason. She wasn't even listed as Karen Reed. So that's completely untrue. She stated that Jane said that there was an intermediary between Kearney and Reed, a woman named Natalie. She stated Natalie and Reed were angry with each other, more like one was angry with the other. But Kearney stated that he began talking to Reed directly. Yes, correct. Guilty as charged. Natalie turned out to be a nut job, so we got rid of Natalie, and that was mystery solved. I talked directly to Karen Reed.
Before you say anything, you run it by her, and you two are kind of in cahoots together.
Well, first of all, I laughed out loud when you said that Signal is a terrorist app. It's one of the most commonly used encrypted apps for a reason, because people don't want big brother government going into their homes with guns, taking their devices and reading all their text messages. That's why people use Signal. And the two sources that they have that the government is using, Lindsay and Natalie, are two of the least credible people on earth. And God forbid, Vinnie, that a reporter, an award-winning journalist, speak to the subject of his reporting on the phone. Karen and Reed, yes, guilty as charged. I, as a journalist, interviewed several times and spoke with the subject of my reporting. She asked to remain anonymous, and I honored her anonymity because that's what I do as a journalist. If she gave me information on the record, I reported it. If she gave me information off the record, I didn't report it. Mystery solved. This is an investigation without a crime.
Yes.
This is a pathetic last-ditch attempt by the Commonwealth. They're going down, and they know it, and they're trying to basically smear my credibility and smear Karen Reed's credibility to try to save themselves, but it's not going to work.
Nope.
Okay. So you're saying, yeah, you were having these conversations, but it's like any other journalist who's going to talk to a source who could be the person related to all of it. I get that. I believe in the First Amendment myself, being a journalist and a lawyer who believes in the Constitution. But were you together figuring out a way to go after people?
Oh,
was she
stop
saying,
it,
go
Vinnie.
after this one,
No.
go after that?
I mean, it's just patently absurd. Go after this. This is what they've, and where is the evidence that any of this happened, by the way? Where is the evidence that anything of this sort happened, that Karen Read directed me to do this? Like, what are they getting at it? Are they suggesting that Karen Read organized the rolling rally? I mean, is that what they're saying? The peaceful rolling rally, you know? And by the way, this was, people are asking, like, were Natalie and Lindsay in the same time frame? And the answer to that is right here. Okay. Like, she says that you did, let's see, you've spoken about her. This is Natalie. A little before, but hearing just how crazy she is, Natalie, is frightening. This is November 15th. I feel for Karen that she had to deal with that nut job in the midst of all this. So that's what one thinks of the other, which is kind of funny. But now those are the two star witnesses for Team Commonwealth at this point. But back to this tape here.
That one. I want you to get a journalist who's going to talk to a source who could be the person related to all of it. I get that. I believe in the First Amendment myself, being a journalist and a lawyer who believes in the Constitution. But were you together figuring out a way to go after people? Was she saying, go after this one, no, go after that one?
I mean, it's like, I guess I don't object to the question. It's like, because a lot of people were hard on Vinnie for this, but like, he kind of is setting me up to just like smash it out of the park, you know? Like, no, it's complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. Because he's asking, right? He's asking this is what the Commonwealth is alleging. Is this true? So that is his job to ask that question, because it's a ridiculous thing that's happening, and they've got no evidence of it whatsoever. They just made it up. Like, if you've been following Turtleboy prior to the Karen Read story, you know that in September of 2020, where did we show up? Where did I show up? With Rayla Campbell and the Turtleboy 6. Where did we show up? Violence in Boston headquarters at their grand opening in Hyde Park, protesting Monica Cannon Grant. Where did we show up 3 weeks later? At the Boston Police Department headquarters. Same thing. That's what we do. Where did I show up the next year? In Taunton. I went to Tony Branch's school committee meetings and called him a pedophile, because he is. I've done this. I've been doing this for years. I show up to places and I protest. And I don't need somebody to tell me to protest. I just protest. That's what I do. Karen Read didn't come along and be like, oh, the dastardly Karen Read is pulling his strings. No, this is just what I do. Are you new here? Are you new here? I mean, I'm insulted that they think that somebody like Karen Read can control me. It's also investigative journalism. Me going up to Jennifer McCabe at a public sporting event, a public place, and asking her questions is fair game. I don't need Karen Read to tell me to do that. I'm going to do that. And I believe he lived in Brockton, but the things took place in Taunton, I believe, at the school. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just more insulted by that than anything. Thank you, Dave's channel. I appreciate that.
I want you to confront this person.
Oh, the fantasy world these people live in, Vinny. If you're new, I've been doing Turtleboy for about 10 years. I existed long before Karen Read. I do not work for Karen Read. I work for Turtleboy, the brand. Karen Read has absolutely zero control over the content on my website. When I went and I interviewed these people, when I went up to them and asked them, and this is what I'm being charged with, Vinny. I'm being charged with witness intimidation because I asked questions to people who, quite frankly, according to the evidence, appear to have murdered a Boston police officer and covered it up after the fact.
Okay, let me stop you there, because I want to get into that, and I want folks to know what we're talking about for those that don't know the story here. You've been charged with 8 counts of intimidation of a witness, 5 counts of picketing a witness, 3 counts. 9 counts, 3 counts of conspiracy to intimidate a witness.
Did he laugh there? Did he laugh? Like, I love this graphic, by the way. Just like, it's like 9. Get it right, Vinny. 9. I just love this picture. It's coming out like Jesus. It's like, look at this. Look at these charges. What an awesome graphic that is. Well, he laughs here. Watch him laugh. Watch him laugh.
don't know the story here.
Watch him laugh.
You've been charged with 8 counts of intimidation of a witness, 5 counts of picketing a witness, 3 counts, 9 counts, 3 counts of conspiracy to intimidate a witness. I want you to take a look at this because episode 594 is one of the ones that they cite from the TB news from your Turtleboy.
And I was just like, when I heard this, I was just like, oh, we're going to play clips. Nice. Let's go. Let's play the clips. Let's go.
Live on YouTube. I want to take a look at a little clip so folks have a little bit of an idea of what they are claiming is the behavior that is inappropriate and is intimidating witnesses in this case.
Let's see it.
Like, this is not my last trip to Canton. I will be back. I'll be back, Miss Boys Regular. I'll be back. Like, get used to this. Like, these people think I'm around. Like, I'm Mr. Internet guy.
All right. So what?
So we've been over this one a million times before, but what Vinnie failed to do, and not him, his producers failed to do, is play what came before that. And you'll see that I'm not talking about the witnesses here. I'm talking about Miss Boys Regular. And I'm talking about Michael Trotta, who was I was there to see Michael Trotta because I had a question about who plowed Fairview Road that night. I think this was in like June. And I knew it was 𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗺𝗏, but I wanted to get him to say it. I wanted it on video that this guy admits because they've been hiding 𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗏. I already knew about the by the yard shit by then. I hadn't reported it because it was off the record. That's how Saucin works. It was off the record. And so I decided that I'm going to go down there and they're just not doing their job. And so I'm like, I'll be back. I'll be back. And they make it seem like I'm talking about the Alberts and the McCabe's. I'm going to keep coming to your house. No, that would be legal, but I'm talking about they could put up a no trespassing sign if they don't want that. But I wasn't even talking about them. I'm talking about Miss Boys Regular.
The language you use, what is the end game? Like the end game
justice for
that
John
you
O'Keefe.
have in terms of going back. And I've watched a lot of the clips where you're using language and you're going to make like difficult for them. You're going to high school games and the parents are watching their kids and you're going there.
So
what's the end game to all that?
The end game is to ask people questions, Vinny, to figure out.
Actually, the end game, what I should have said is justice for John O'Keefe. That's the end game here. Justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed. That's the end game here. We're going to figure out who plowed Fairview Road. That's going to lead us to 𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. That's going to lead us to the truth. Because if there's no body on the lawn at 2:30, that means no. And I get into that here. So notice how like he asked, and I don't mind the questions Vinny asks because like I just got a message, and let me read this message I just got. It says, I love that Vinny asked the questions he did. He gave you the opportunity to hit every bit of the buffoonery, and you nailed it. You could tell he is pro-turtle, and those questions were on point to give you the platform to explain all the BS away. I like that take. That's a pretty good take right there from a turtle rider, right? Is that like he knows this is bullshit. He's lining it up for me to just smash it out of the park, and that's what I did. This gives me the opportunity to explain it all, and I do.
Who killed John O'Keefe and hold these people responsible for it? The end game, what I just said in that clip, this is how much the government lies about this. I was not talking about any of the quote-unquote witnesses there. I was talking about a DPW employee who didn't want to do their job that day. And I made it very clear, if you're going to, they were basically giving me the runaround, and I said, I'll be back next week. I'll be back the week after that. If you don't want to give me these public records, which I'm entitled to as a journalist, I will keep coming back. I was not referring to any of the quote unquote witnesses there. That's how dishonest the government is. The Boys Regular person I was referring to is the woman behind the desk. She's a government employee. She's not a witness to anything. She has nothing to do with the Karen Reed case. And by the way, Vinny, I was there to find out who plowed Fairview Road the morning of January 29th, 2022, because they never interviewed the plow driver. And guess what? 2 months later, I found that driver. His name is Brian 𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. He plowed Fairview Road at 2:30 in the morning. He went right by the house.
Give it to him.
John O'Keefe's body was not on the front lawn. He also told me in an exclusive interview that he saw a Ford Edge parked directly next to where John O'Keefe's body would be discovered 3 hours later. And he had been interviewed by the about that. And why didn't the state police find this guy? Why didn't they track this guy down? Because they didn't want to track him down. Because his information, his testimony proved that John O'Keefe was not killed by Karen Reed at 12:30 because he was not on that lawn at 2:30. And since breaking this story in August of 2022, the state police to this day have done zero work to find out who was driving that Ford Edge parked right next to John O'Keefe's body at 3 a.m. You know why, Vinny? Because they're too busy calling up ex-girlfriends of mine and someone named Natalie and finding out how many times I talked to Karen Reed as if that matters. Why don't they find out who's driving that Ford Edge? Don't they want to know who killed the Boston police officer? Because it sure as heck wasn't Karen Reed.
This guy's making so many good points. I got to give it to him. It's just like, that's still what boggles my mind. And so, like, look what Vinny did. Vinny did this on purpose, man. He just let me rant. He asked some simple question, and next thing I talk about, I'm educating millions of viewers about the Ford Edge, which is the most important, one of the most important aspects of the story, proving that there's a cover up because these motherfuckers aren't looking for. I can't get over that. You have an eyewitness, the most important eyewitness in this case, Lucky Lockerman, says there's no body on the ground. But there was a Ford Edge there at 3 o'clock, and then a body appeared, and they're doing nothing to find out who was driving that Ford Edge. But they are investigating me. They are investigating me for witness intimidation because 𝗵𝗃 has hurt feelings, and they're tracking down jilted ex-girlfriends who got dumped and can't get over it, and they're working with them to find out, like, be like, oh, is Karen Reed directing him to do this? Why don't they find out who was driving that goddamn Ford Edge? Why do they want to talk to my leftovers? Like, why? I don't get this. I do get this, actually. I do get this. It's corruption. It's just that simple. They're not interested in finding out who killed John O'Keefe because they're well aware of who killed John O'Keefe. They fucking know. And they know it's not Karen Reed. And that's why they're going after this woman. So thank you, Vinny, for letting me just fucking kill it on national television. Kill it.
Because there was nobody on the lawn at 2:30. That's what I was doing in that clip. Actual journalism that no other reporter is willing to do, and no police in this case are willing to do.
All right.
One of my favorite supplements is Q-Nol turmeric. Turmeric helps with healthy joints and inflammation support, and Q-Nol has the #1 doctor recommended form of turmeric.
Get out of here.
The brand I trust.
I don't even know what it is. What's that for? Oh, for fuck's sake. A 30-second commercial? Look at a commercial? Really? Why isn't this on YouTube yet?
So you're the masked man. I'm afraid so.
Thank God they didn't put Kofi
thundering its way into our weekday lineup. This mask stands for justice.
All right, let me read some comments here in the meantime. Commercial.
The Lone Ranger. Wednesday.
Turtleboy always brings receipts. That's right.
Extra. We'll be waiting for them. Television with backbone.
Okay, no more commercials.
I want to show folks another clip that was cited again, episode 598. Again, this is one where you're talking about Chris Albert looking for turtle riders who are your followers. Let's watch it.
This guy's got his head on a swivel everywhere now. He's like, turtle riders, where are they? I got bad news for you, Chris. I got really bad news for you. They're literally everywhere. You can't, like, you guys should just stop going out in public. Like, that'd be my recommendation.
And stop right there, okay? That would be my recommendation. I mean, that's what I would do if I was in this situation. That's what I'm saying here. If I was going out in public and I was getting into pissing matches with women and sexually harassing them in public, I would just not go out in public much anymore. I would just stay home and watch Netflix or some shit, or just keep to myself. I would do what Brian Albert's doing. I would do what Colin Albert's doing. I would do what Brian Higgins doing. I moved to fucking Sandwich and chill out. I would not do what Jennifer McCabe and Chris Albert are doing. That's what I would not do. Those two are clearly gluttons for punishment. That's just bizarre to me. I don't get that. But that's what I would do if I was them. You're allowed to say that in the United States of America. You're allowed to say, I would not go. That's not witness intimidation by saying that. I am commenting on an incident that happened in July in which two turtle riders went to the bar at the Waterfall Bar, saw Chris Albert there. They were wearing Free Karen Reed shirts. He started shit with them. They fired back. They video recorded the whole thing, and it was hilarious. And I simply commented on that. Insane. But they don't play that part. They just play this.
And it's only going to get worse from here. It's only going to, I did not direct this person to do this. I can't stop them. They're everywhere. They don't like you. Nobody likes you. You guys killed someone.
True.
You literally killed someone. Not you. You didn't do it. You raised someone who did it. And, you know, your big bro did it. But and you obviously know this and you're helping to cover it up. But I guess you didn't kill anyone. So you got that going for you. So good job, Chris. You just raised the killer. Anyway, and we're going to get to that too. But he's obviously, when I saw him, this dude is ready and looking around. They insist on going out in public. Chris, I know where you guys were today. Y'all were in 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗯, weren't you? I got pictures of you on my cell phone.
I love how they bring this stuff up too. They always bring this up. Turtle Riders have sent us pictures of the McCabe's in Aruba, and they've sent us pictures of them at 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗆 Beach. And this day, people were telling me they were in 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗯 at a kids game. That's not what the fuck do you want me to do about that? People are telling me this information because they're famous. This is a story that has gotten national attention. The McAlberts are well known at this point because the evidence shows us that they're involved in a murder cover-up, and so they're kind of famous. What do you, when famous people, when they go out in public, people see them, and sometimes they take their picture, and sometimes they send me these pictures, and I will comment on them. I'm like, oh, they're out again. These people go on a lot of vacations. That's not witness intimidation. It's how many times before have you seen people who eventually get arrested for a crime, but while they're out and free, people take their pictures and are you involved in this? Where's the body? Where's the body, sir? When before Aaron Hernandez was arrested for murder, he drove to Gillette Stadium and they wouldn't let him in. You guys remember that? Helicopters were following him and shit. He went to Gillette Stadium and then he stopped to get gas or something. And all these reporters went up to him did you kill him? Did you kill him? Did you kill him? He hadn't been charged with a crime at the time. He was a witness, right? He was just a witness. So is that witness intimidation? Eventually these people are going to get charged. Eventually they're going to get charged. We can't help it that the state police are not charging them because they're covering this shit up. But it's not illegal to ask people to treat people who are, or ask people who are quite obviously involved in a cover-up questions about this. We can all clearly see that these people did something wrong, that they helped cover up the murder of John O'Keefe. We can all clearly see that. And we're all just supposed to sit here and pretend they're just witnesses. What the fuck did they witness? None of these people saw a goddamn thing. What did Chris Albert witness? The only thing they witnessed was, according to their reports, was Karen Reed sober. They all read the reports. They all act like Karen Reed was sober at the bar. This drunken lady drinking 8 cocktails who's sober somehow. It's bizarre. Yeah, when Lori Vallow went to Hawaii. Look at that. I mean, look at the media went right up to her constantly. But I digress.
I got people sending me pictures. You guys were at some sort of little league thing in 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗯. I got pictures of Courtney Proctor. I got pictures of who was she with there? I forget. There's a whole crew here. Alberts, McCabe's, all you people were there. So just know that there will be no life as normal is over. Okay.
That's it. This is what they say. Life as normal is over. I'm threatening them. That's not a threat. It's just a fact. You're famous. People know that you were involved in a murder. You're acting very suspicious. If you go out in public, people are going to ask you questions. They're going to take your picture. And if you fire back at them like Chris Albert does, it's going to lead to verbal confrontations that get recorded on video. That's just a fact. I can't, I'm commenting on that. This is me as a social media commentator talking about what's happening, what's clearly happening. That's not witness intimidation. That's me commenting on a video. That's all this is. Insane.
Okay. Life is normal. You had normal for a while there from January 29th till about April, January 29th, 2022 till April of 2023. You guys literally got away with murder. Okay.
All right. Let's talk about this now. Life's not going to be normal for you. People are taking pictures.
Yeah.
You know, you've got all these followers. Are you concerned that they're being doxxed? Wait. Let me finish the question. Are you concerned that it can become a dangerous situation and someone would be intimidated from coming forward and saying, listen, I got to get out of here. I don't want any part of this anymore.
Like, name one No, I'm not concerned about that at all, because I don't believe for a second that 𝗵𝗃 is going to change his testimony and say that his son was at the house because some woman got into a pissing match with him at the waterfall bar. I don't believe that. I don't want any of these people to change their testimony. I've never said that. People are saying, oh, you say if you change your testimony, then we'll leave you alone. I never said that. Show me the clip where I said that. Change your testimony and I'll leave you alone. That never happened, ever. I'm peacefully protesting people who are lying. That's it. It's just that simple. I'm peacefully protest. Why did I show up at the Proctor's house to peacefully protest? Because her husband planted taillight evidence and covered up a murder, and she bullied people at their jobs and tried to get them fired because they commented about her husband online. That's it. I said that. I'm like, oh, I think at Julie Nagel's house, I said she should tell the truth. Who the fuck disagrees with that statement? Who disagrees with tell the truth? Is she telling the truth now? I mean, are they suggesting she's not telling the truth? I think she should tell the truth. Julie Nagel hasn't spoken. She wasn't even interviewed by police. She was inside the house where a murder took place. What's wrong with her wanting her to tell the truth? Wouldn't you want to hear the truth from a witness? Since when is that fucking illegal? I mean, what planet are we living on here? But because of the word emotional in the statute, you can't cause emotional distress, emotional harm to witnesses. That is all. If you look at the charging documents, every single person is alleging emotional harm. Not a single one of them is alleging physical harm, because never once did I threaten any of these people. But never once did I ever try to get any of these people to alter their testimony. Any of them. And none of them are we're not protesting any of these people for retaliation, for coming forward. That's not what we're doing. We're protesting Jennifer McCabe because she Googled how long to die in cold at 2:27 a.m. because she was plotting a murder. We're protesting Colin Albert because he was inside the house when John O'Keefe was murdered. And that fact was hidden for a long time. We're protesting Michael Proctor because he never revealed that he was close family friends with the Alberts. None of that is illegal. This is all the most American thing you can do, is protest injustice.
Because that's what they're alleging here.
No,
is that you're intimidating these folks to the point that they will no longer be able to be witnesses. And the concern is that the Commonwealth will not be able to either prove their case, or witnesses will disappear because people are interfering with justice in this case.
Where was the elite? There was nothing illegal about what I just said there. I made a comment that you guys are famous. This story has blown up. When you go out, a precursor to what happened there, Chris Albert had gone out to a bar. Chris Albert is the brother of Brian Albert, whose house John O'Keefe's body was found on, and was never searched by police, by the way, and he never came outside despite being a Boston police officer. And he sexually harassed two women, two turtle riders wearing free Karen Reed shirts in that bar they were at, and he got into an argument with them. And there was a video.
Let me first say that any allegations that you make, we have not independently researched. Or
he's not talking about the murder there. A lot of people are like, talking about, we haven't independently researched that. I'm going to bring up, actually, let me just have this one ready to go, just in case, that somebody sent me earlier, of CourtTV talking about things without independently researching it. Where the hell did it go? Oh, let me find it. Someone sent me this clip earlier. Where did it go? See all in Messenger. There was where they said that something about the paid protesters. I know somebody sent me this clip before. Where is it? Hold on. You guys know which one I'm talking about? Somebody messaged me a clip earlier of CourtTV. Oh, wait, no, here it is. I think I found her. There she is. Okay. I want to show you how much CourtTV doesn't like talk about value. By the way, he's not talking about the murder there. He's talking about the sexual harassment part. That's what he's talking about. So yes, he was talking about because I said Chris Albert sexually harassed. He did sexually harass, but like they're covering their ass legally. But I want to show you because Julie Grant is clearly like pro McAlbert. This one
case involving defendant Karen Reed. This is a case that has rocked a sleepy suburb.
Had been friends for many, many years.
Oh, there's Rita.
And this case has divided them.
Yeah, it sure has. The victim in this case is police officer John O'Keefe, a Boston police officer in connection to an ongoing investigation for the death of John O'Keefe. And we've also heard a lot about that blogger, Aidan Kearney.
Oh, God.
Better known as Turtleboy. This is him. He's come on Court TV. He's a huge supporter of Reed's defense team. And he was indicted. This is part of this investigation that's running parallel by the special prosecutor, indicted in December for witness intimidation.
Oh, no.
Prosecutors are alleging that Turtleboy bullied a witness who was set to testify in front of a grand jury. Now, these phones are
like, that's just not true. He bullied a witness that was set to testify in front of a. That's not what happened at all. All of these people already have either testified in front of a grand jury or given testimony to the police. Bullying them? What did we talk? Bullying? I mean, they can't even. First of all, I'm not a blogger. I'm an award-winning journalist. Everyone knows that. Let's get it right.
Reportedly not connected to the murder case. So understand that. They're not part of the homicide case involving victim John O'Keefe, that police officer who lost his life. But we're wondering, how might the seizure of these phones affect the trial that's coming up in that case? I mean, we are weeks away from this trial. Let's bring in our guests. I have a tremendous power panel. My goodness, look who's joining us this morning. Attorney and law professor Dante Mills is with us. Criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Michael J. Brown with us as well.
This
and
guy
the
is
state
such an
attorney
idiot.
in Palm Beach County, Florida, Dave Ehrenberg. Wonderful to see you all this morning. Oh boy, how is this going to affect the trial coming up? Dante Mills, may I start with you, please, Professor?
Yes, good morning, Julie. I love talking about controlling the narrative. I think the defense team has done a fantastic job in this situation. I think what you're looking at is really when politicians, for example, run for office, a lot of them don't want the attack ads to come directly from their campaign. So what they'll do is they'll have super PACs run the attack ad, but of course it's in coordination. I think it's the same thing here.
What?
The defense team didn't want to be out front with the bullhorn, but they found somebody who was willing to do it, who believed in the cause.
Okay.
So they coordinated with them. I do believe Karen Reed was having.
Just a complete lie. They coordinated with him. Motherfucker, you don't know me. Coordinated with me? I did that on my own. I live for this shit. I love it. And I'm sure the defense loved it too, because why wouldn't they? Because I'm fighting for their girl. Right? I love this shit. This is what I'm born to do, is be a leader of free people. That's what I do. I mean, this idea that I'm being, like Alan Jackson and David, give me a fucking, no offense to them, but Jesus Christ. And if that's the case, why wasn't I doing this a long time ago? Why did I just start in April? Oh my goodness. These people don't know anything.
Conversations with him, that has to be the probe, and why they took the phones to see what the communication was. But she was probably putting a battery in Turtleboy's back.
Oh my fucking God. They said this? No, they took the phones because some chick I hooked up with on Fridays decided to go to the police and make up a bunch of lies that Karen Reed pulls my heartstrings. That's it. That's it. There's nothing in the phones. They found out that we've spoken on the phone a bunch of times. They don't know what we talked about, just that we talked. That's it. They have 0 text messages between us because we don't text. There's nothing there.
I'm saying, yes, this is absolutely true. And if you want to talk about it, feel free. You have my authority or my blessing to do so. But I think it works very well for the prosecution and gives people something to talk about, which will cause doubt in her murder case, and it's worth the risk.
Dante, I appreciate what you're saying. Thank you for all of that.
These
Michael J.
people.
Brown, to you next, please.
They call us conspiracy
How might this
theorists.
affect the trial?
Good morning, Julie. The concern I have from a defense standpoint is, you know, when the prosecution goes forward and now makes these claims or allegations that she may be involved in some witness tampering or intimidation, if she chooses to take the stand, the judge may have to make a ruling of whether or not the prosecution can inquire about that. And that's a really damaging and damning piece of evidence if it gets out before the jury that she, in fact, in some way tried to prevent certain witnesses from testifying truthfully against her. It's just a bad look for the defense, and it could be very damaging.
Yeah, I appreciate that. A great point as well. Last but certainly not least, Dave Ehrenberg.
And to be very clear, no, to answer this person's question, Lindsay, not Jane, when she attended the Halloween party, did she go alone? No, she met me there. She came a couple minutes after I did. And then we skedaddled back to Medfield there after that. So she was definitely not a plant or anything like that. But to answer that question.
Get your take on all this, please.
Well, I agree with everything that's been said already, Julie. I think the power for prosecutors of a witness intimidation claim is that it's twofold. First, it's its own crime, but also it shows consciousness of guilt. Of course, why would you try to intimidate witnesses unless you knew you were guilty? What do you have to hide? So it's powerful in front of the jury if that can get out. And that's why the seizure of the phones could be important evidence, no matter what the blogger says outside the courthouse.
Fuck you, you stupid fucking asshole. Who is this clown? Who is this jerk off right here? Who is this guy? I want to find this motherfucker. I want to make fun of him. What did he say? Let's listen to this guy one more time.
Well, I agree with everything that's been said already, Julie. I think the power for prosecutors of a witness intimidation claim is that it's twofold. First, it's its own crime, but also it shows consciousness of guilt. Of course, why would you try to intimidate witnesses unless you knew you were guilty? What do you have to hide? So
because I haven't intimidated any witnesses, and neither has she. It's just like, what? You don't, they don't even do any research into this whatsoever. None. Zero research. They just blindly take Brian Tully's bullshit and eat it up. I can't wait until this ends the way we know it's going to end. There will be no amnesty, including for this motherfucker. He's on the list. Find out who this motherfucker is. Add him to the no amnesty list. We will not allow you to walk away from this one and pretend like you didn't say the bullshit that you said. Ain't going to happen.
Powerful in front of the jury if that can get out. And that's why the seizure of the phones could be important evidence, no matter what the blogger says outside the courthouse.
Blogger.
Right. No, appreciate it, Dave. Okay, so thinking about this, something that really hit me. I mean, it's always been in my mind that, okay, with these two narratives, somebody's lying here, but somebody's lying big, right? With this big development, as we're drawing closer and closer to the trial date, we're thinking about these seized phones. And then, of course, there's the question, is Karen Read part of these protests? Is this a paid mob?
Oh my fucking God. They went full Wendy Murphy. Is this a paid mob? You guys get your checks? Did you get your checks? I didn't get a check from Karen Read. The check is late. First of all, I don't need a check from Karen Read. I'm doing well enough already. Have you seen all the free Karen Read shirts out there, guys? Have you seen that we got over 2,000 people in Turtle Club? Have you seen that? That's me. That's my business did that. I did that on my own. I don't need Karen Read to do that for me. I did that. I built this up. Fuck you people. Like, fuck these people that think, oh, I need Karen Read to pay my ass. I need Alan Jackson to pay my ass. I don't need their fucking, they can't afford me, quite frankly. Can't afford me. And I'm also not for sale. I mean, give me a break. If the Commonwealth came along, I'm sure they're probably paying these douchebags. They're paying Ken Mello 80 grand. If the Commonwealth came along and offered me money, like $1 million to take up the cause of the Commonwealth, I wouldn't take it. I'd tell them to go fuck themselves. I'll go sell a bunch of t-shirts instead. I'll be good. Give me a break. Liar.
is a fair question. They're looking at her phones. Did she have anything to do with paying anybody to do this or to do any witness intimidation? And our Court TV cameras, we've been there for all these hearings. We see the protests. I mean, it's really crazy. I mean, look at this truck with
oh
the
my
sign.
God.
How much did that cost to put that on the truck? And this has caused lots of contention between Canton residents and law enforcement officials. And so either the police are really engaged in this grand cover-up. I mean, and this is grand, or is she behind these protests? Let's talk about these things.
Yeah, like
let's go around the horn, but we're going to do it in reverse.
Is she involved in these protests? Like, oh, the police, like, look at the way she said, are the police involved in this grand conspiracy? Or is she doing it? Is she doing it? By the way, the protest started, the first courthouse protest was July 15th. The allegations and all the evidence came out long before that. Long before that. How long to die in cold? April 12th. That's when that was first put into evidence. And like, this is what they accuse us of being conspiracy theorists while making up conspiracy theories about us being paid to be out there. Is Rita Lombardi getting her check? She goes to all this shit. I mean, I see the same people at all the protests. It's the same faces. Sometimes we get new ones, but the regulars are there all the time. All the time. And none of us are getting our checks. If you're getting your check and I'm not, I'm going to be pissed. How much is Olivia Nile getting for spitting truth every day on Twitter? Sorry it's so hard for you to wrap your head around the idea that I care about the truth and justice and exercise my First Amendment right to stand up against tyrannical, corrupt government. I know, it's fucking crazy. We must be getting paid. I mean, this is insane. What a bunch of morons.
First order this time. Dave Ehrenberg, start us off. Do you think somebody's lying here really badly?
Sure looks like it. If you can get the video of those signs of the protesters out there, there's something interesting about those signs. They all look like they're made by the same person. This doesn't look like some spontaneous outbreak of a concerned citizen. Look at those signs. Look at the font. Look at the print. It looks like they're made by the same company, the printer, the person, and the people out there. I wonder if they've been paid. I wonder if they're part of.
Oh my God, guys, he cracked. Is this guy fucking for real? This guy can't be this stupid. Dave Ehrenberg. Is he on Twitter? Dave Ehrenberg. Okay. Oh my God. Can we make fun of him? Like, can we find, is he on Twitter? Can we just laugh at him? Okay. He's on. Just go and laugh at him. I'm going to post his Twitter in the comments, but you are a fucking tool. Just laugh at him. There he is right there. Dave Ehrenberg. I'm going to mock the shit out of this guy afterwards. I was locked up. I couldn't even laugh at this guy. He actually said that we're all being paid because he cracked the case, guys. It's the same font. It's FontGate. The same font. We thought we got away with it too, but this guy cracked the case. He noticed they're all the same font. Yeah, almost as if somebody went and got a bunch of signs made somewhere. That's it. Wait till he finds out how much we raised for Karen Reed. It's actually quite the opposite. Karen Reed's not paying us. We're paying her. We raised over $250,000 for her defense fund. $250,000. We're paying her. She's not paying us. We're paying her. It's just madness. Fucking madness. And if you just did a basic research, these idiots would see that. But instead, this guy's like, oh, FontGate. I've cracked the case. They all the same. Look at the signs. We thought we got away with it. We thought we got away with like our whole we're getting paid protest, but we fucked up. We should have asked for different font. But this guy, Dave Ehrenberg, nothing gets by him. Nothing gets by this motherfucker. Oh my God. Just laugh at him. I want to fly to Florida, whatever county this guy's in, and just go up to him and laugh at his face. That's what he deserves. This man should be mocked relentlessly for the rest of his life until he apologizes for being such a fucking doofus on national television. Just mock him. Look at him. Look at that face right there. What a loser. Loser. Daddy's back. He's back. Let's go. All right, let's play some more.
of an organized group. This is what happens when you have a defendant with means or with support in the community. You can get this PR war. Has been already said. They control the narrative, and because prosecutors are elected in their communities, defendants think they can intimidate prosecutors by a show of political force.
Oh my God. We are trying. Adam Lally is apparently elected now, and we're intimidating him. By the way, wait till he finds out that Michael Morrissey ran unopposed like every time. Wait till he finds that out. Like, guys, that's what we're really doing. We're just bullying. The victim here is Adam Lally and Michael Morrissey somehow. We're bullying him with democracy. Okay, go ahead.
A show of protest, but in the end, we just follow the evidence and are supposed to do justice regardless of what the polls say.
You're not following
That's
the
the
evidence.
truth, Dave. You are right.
Oh
And I
God.
would love to hear, all of your answers on this. How, throughout all your years of experience, all of you trying cases, at criminal courthouses, have you ever seen a mob like this? I mean, there's so many court dates. It's hard to get victims to show up. I remember being a prosecutor, it's hard to get your witnesses all together. And yet you've got these people taking off work to be there. I mean, it definitely raises questions. Dante Mills, I see with a big smile there. Let me go to you next, please.
It raises questions that people are taking time off from work to be passionate. The fuck? Yes, it does raise a question. What the fuck is going on in Canton is the question. What's up? Like that, it should raise a question because this is uncommon. It is very uncommon to see a bunch of normal, well-educated people take up the defense of a woman who is being charged with murdering a cop. That's abnormal. But instead of like asking yourself, well, maybe there's something to what they're talking about. They're like, well, they must be getting paid. You're on television saying this shit. What is wrong with you?
Yes, I agree 100%. I do think that there's a part of this that's put together, but I think it's the right thing to do for her defense team.
Oh my God.
Again, I have to keep going back to controlling the narrative. They're doing a fantastic job. As we heard in the clip, the woman talking about this case is impacting every single person in that county. When does that ever happen? But it is. And I know that we keep talking about the charge of witness intimidation, but that's just an allegation. I'm sure Turtleboy is saying, I never intimidated a witness.
That's true.
I just was convincing them to tell the truth. I'm impassioned about this case, and
Yes.
I was reaching out to people and encouraging them to tell the truth. And I think that this is working.
I mean, I hardly even did that. I wasn't trying to convince Jennifer McCabe to do anything. I'm like asking Jennifer McCabe questions. I'm asking Mike. I'm not asking Michael Proctor. I'm not asking Michael Proctor to tell the truth. I'm straight up just protesting him. I'm not asking Lizzie Proctor to tell the truth because she's not a witness. I'm just calling her out for harassing people at work. That's all I was doing with her. I'm not harassing Colin Albert. I'm just making fun of his TikToks. I'm not getting him to change his testimony. I'm just like making fun of the Advantage boys. I mean, it's just like I'm an investigative reporter asking questions. Insane.
For the defense, the prosecution is behind the 8 ball going into a case where they have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, where people in the community already think that something nefarious is going on and some cover up may be happening.
Appreciate it, Dante. Yeah, I'm sure when her attorneys get a chance to speak, perhaps today about it, we've been reaching out to them after the news broke last night. Surely they're going to say, well, this is a continuation of the narrative we've already put out there that, she is a victim of this cover up. And now this is to intimidate her by taking her phones. Or is it? Or is there something nefarious going on with
maybe
her?
there is.
Who knows? Michael J. Brown, take us home. Your final thoughts on this, please.
Let me just take the opposition to our state's attorney, which is normally the prosecutor does a perp walk. They have press conferences at the arrest. They have numerous members of law enforcement standing behind them. So they take the control of the press and paint a certain narrative. Here you have a divided town. You have somebody who's presumed innocent, people who are passionate about her innocence, and they're simply.
I mean, so exactly. Usually the prosecutor's out front standing on the courthouse steps. This time they're hiding. This is going to be the only episode of Dateline where the lead prosecutor and the lead detectives don't appear. That should tell you something, that the only people who are willing to talk is the person who really shouldn't be talking, the defendant. What does that tell you?
Going out there and showing their support. I have no problem with it. I think it's part of our system, and it really counters the strength of the prosecution in our country.
Appreciate it. You guys are awesome. You all made tremendous points, and we'll see.
No, you didn't. You're all stupid. So let me go back to the Vinnie interview. We're almost done with it.
Can verify. Go ahead, continue.
Well, they got in an argument.
But actually, let me do a couple. Let me turtle chats real quick. Little turtle chat break here. We'll read a couple of these off. Okay. First up, we got Jen sends $20. Says amazing job on CourtTV. It was awesome to see Vinny's reactions and see the actual tapes played. Never give up the fight, as we will never give up supporting you, Karen Reed, and everyone else involved. Yeah, you know what? I mean, it was cool. Like my show got national attention, and I got to go on here and spit facts for 25 minutes. It was awesome, and I looked fresh in the suit. Quite frankly. You know, I look a little more professional, So that's good. It was good for the brand. Thank you. Next turtle chat we got here. From MJ since 25 says, so glad you're free, Unc. You were amazing on CourtTV and DUI guy as well. Bang, bang. Thank you very much, MJ. Glad to be back. Raz, Larry, and Boss sends $100. Thank you. Says, Aidan, 𝗪𝗏𝗄𝗃 or 𝗧 means our day will come. Keep up the fight. Yes, it will. Thank you very much, Raz, Larry, and Boss. I appreciate that. Lisa Marie sends $10. Says, hey, Unc, so glad you're back home. Growth isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. I have and continue to keep you in my prayers. Long live the turtle. Thank you very much, Lisa Marie. Latina sends $25. Says, the goal for Tully was just to get someone to say, Karen Reed ordered you to harass the witnesses. That is exactly what his goal was. Natalie didn't come through since she couldn't focus. So true. If you read Natalie's interview, she just fucked it all up. And they're like, well, now what do we do? And then they found the side piece. And they're like, oh, this chick she's angry and mentally unbalanced and probably the least credible witness we've ever had. But let's make her the star witness. You know, do you remember Tully saying, not asking, Karen told you to give it to Turtleboy? Then they targeted the 𝗃𝗏. Exactly. I'm sure Tully told her to say all that crap in the motion. I don't think so. I think she volunteered that on her own. I think she was more, because she had told me in some voice messages that she left me that she said that I'm going to be your worst fucking nightmare. You think 9 felony charges are bad? Wait till you see what comes next. Don't fuck with me, Aidan. She said, don't fuck with me. You know what I can do to you. You know I have more on you than you have on me. There was a lot of messages like that from her. And yes, I am going on Gavin's show tomorrow at 2. Correct. Sean, I saw that in the comments. I'm sure they were on a mission to get her phone to see what the feds are investigating. That's it. That's simple. No mystery here. You got it, Latina. That's literally it. They just wanted Karen's phone. Andrea sends $10 and said, so glad you're out of jail reporting on the Karen Reed case and reunited with your kids. Yes, it felt great. Great being with my son this weekend. Boys weekend. We're having a good time. When you feel down, please know that you have a lot of people who support you. Way more than what you see at the courthouse or online comments. It wouldn't surprise me if Lindsay Cattani was getting paid by the McAlberts to show up to court and file bogus complaints against you. Well, I know as a fact that her attorneys on the January 8th hearing were paid for by Jennifer McCabe. It's just a fact. They have since withdrawn, but obviously she can't afford them. Shame on all of them. Thanks for being a strong voice for justice and the truth. Thank you very much, Andrea. Paul sends $10 and says, Julie Grant, drop off your pay at Front Street in Weymouth, Thursday at 3 p.m. Okay. Anthony sends $10 and says, Dave Ehrenberg is the sitting elected Democratic DA of Palm Beach County, Florida. In addition to having a severe case of TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome, he is a regular talking head on CourtTV and the Megyn Kelly Show. He's on the Megyn Kelly Show? No wonder why he would simp for 𝗵𝗎𝗄𝗎 and the Commonwealth. We got to get Megyn Kelly on this. She loves true crime shit. Latina sends another 25 and says, first of all, look at the Gabby Petito case. The traffic and media in front of the boy's parents' house was 400 people at a time. That's a great point too. Brian Laundrie wasn't arrested for anything. And there were people outside of his parents' house protesting all hours of the night, blocking the road, media camping out. Not one day either. They were there for weeks, months. You went one time to Jen McCabe's house, one time to Brian Albert's, and one time to Proctor, and it said no trespassing. You left. 2 rolling rallies. That's all you did. The arrest for January 6th. Look at the people that went to all these homes and questioned them about why they invaded the Capitol. No news reporters got in trouble. Next t-shirt says the Intimidator is not for sale. By the way, Julie Grant is the biggest cunt. Ooh. She said Maya Kowalski was faking her illness. 4 weeks later, Maya Kowalski won 26 $261 million. Wow. Okay. And fuck her Botox. Yeah. Heavy on the Botox for sure. Do we have any cash apps here? We got to bang through. Got a couple cash apps here. We got ADM sends 25 and says, shout out Hanover, Mass, Colonial Drive. Okay. Thank you, Ad. Carrie sends $5 and says, Lindsay with an E, PP, doxing, wrong one on Facebook. Okay. Don't know what that means. But thank you for the donation. Better Lives and Services sends $60 and says, keep dropping truth bombs, Turtleboy. Thank you, Better Lives and Services. And Emmy sends $10 and says, I emailed that douche paid F him. Thank you, Emmy. So good for you. Okay. Oh, $25 also, $20 from Kerry earlier in the night says, Krusty fails every witness rule of Commonwealth witness. True. True. Okay. All right, cool. Let's get back to this. If anyone else wants to donate, the link is to the Turtle Chat is at the top, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy. We're almost done.
There was a video of it, and I played the video, and I was simply making commentary on that video.
Yes.
I said, if you choose to go out in public, this is what's going to happen. It's just a fact. That's not intimidation.
Yes.
When you're famous, all right? When famous people go out in public, he's also an elected official in town, by the way. When you go out in public and you're well-known and you're provocative and you're involved in this very shady murder cover-up, what do you think is going to happen? People are going to call you out about it. People are going to, and if you engage with them, and if that were me, like Brian Albert doesn't go out in public. He's like, I would do what Brian Albert does. I would stay home.
Let me ask you about that. Now that you've been charged, I mean, it doesn't seem like you're holding back now. Are you still going to show up at the courthouse? Are you still going to be in the courtroom? Are you permitted to as a condition of your release?
Oh, of course I am. Except now they're bringing around an individual who has a restraining order due to one of the witnesses has a restraining order. So they're bringing her to court with them in order to evict me from the courtroom. That happened at the last hearing. I've been to
this video. That's going to piss off. I know that this video right here is just eating her up. She saw this and so look, this is right before I got kicked out. And look at, there's Brad next to me and he's looking about, and she walks in like a minute later. And the second she walks in, we get the fuck out. The second she walked in, we got the fuck out. But this video, oh man, a certain fake account on Twitter was very upset about this one, was very upset. And I know that they're watching right now. And I know that seeing this is just eating her up. It is. I can't help but laugh. Go ahead.
I leave like 5 seconds after this because they bring in one of the quote unquote victims, and basically I have to leave the courtroom, even though I've been reporting on the story from day one, and that's fine. But of course, I'm going to continue to report on this story. If I have to do it remotely, I'll do it remotely. You're not going to shut me up. You're not going to silence me.
Very upset.
And we're going to keep going with this. And at the end of the day, the facts are on our side. The FBI.
Well, let me ask you about the facts. This is the one question, and every time there's a conspiracy allegation, we have other cases where people are saying that someone else is responsible, and there's some level of conspiracy. When do you believe this alleged conspiracy was hatched? Right? At one point, do they decide? Is a decision made that we are going to frame Karen Read for what we did, and who's there?
12:30 a.m.
And who's there when all this decision is made?
Like what kind of question is this, Vinny? I didn't like this question. Like what he's like. When did they decide to commit the conspiracy? Probably when they decided they didn't want to go to jail. Like the second that John starts bleeding out in the house and like, oh shit, this guy's dying. What should we do? Should we call the cops and like go to jail? No, just fucking throw him on the lawn. That's it. Mystery solved. That's it. Now, when did Michael Proctor get involved in the conspiracy? Whenever the fuck he got a call from his mother or from his sister or whoever, or Chris Albert, and it's like, dude, we're in a jam here, dude. That's when that's when he got involved. That's it. Not that hard.
12:30 a.m., January 29th, 2022. They beat up John O'Keefe, and he was bleeding out, and he was clearly on the verge of dying. And they made a decision that we're not going to go to jail for this. We're going to put him on the front lawn at right where that woman just left, and we're going to leave him there. He's going to die in the cold. And we're going to Google how long to die in cold at 2:27 a.m. to see how long we have, which Jennifer McCabe did. She did do that.
Let me ask you this, though. Isn't the first time
I agree with you. I agree
the
with
car striking John O'Keefe ever brought up? Isn't it brought up by Karen Reed herself the next morning when she responds?
No,
isn't she the first one to say, I hit him. I hit him.
No. According to Jennifer McCabe, it is. According to the woman who Googled how long to die in cold at 2:27, it is.
Okay.
Her a reliable
source. So
yeah.
See what I mean? Like Vinny's giving me the softballs. Like he's like, wait a minute, Turtle Boy, but didn't she say Karen Reed said I hit him? Bam, motherfucker! Jen McCabe said that, not her. Yes, home run. He's like, okay. That's a good point, Turtle Boy. You're right. Let me ask you this. But I'm telling you, he's not as duplicitous as you think he is. These are designed, like he knows what's up. He knows who he's dealing with here. He knows he's coming to a guy who's going to have all the facts of the case and can just smash him out of the park. You're not going to trip me up because the facts are on my side. Jennifer McCabe is the one that said that she said that. The only other person that said she said that is Katie McLaughlin, who is best friends with Caitlin Albert, who we now know was inside the house until 1:45 a.m. and lied. And her parents lied about what time she left.
And I want to talk a little about some of the evidence. So Jennifer McCabe is going to fabricate the part of the conspiracy. She's fabricating evidence. Yes. How about the tail light fragments that are found? Are they planted?
No.
Again, this is another people are getting him on this. It's like he's like throwing me up in the air. Like, let's talk about the planted tail light. What do you know about that, Turtle Boy? Let's see.
When are they planted, do you believe?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Vinny. When the Kearney police searched the scene at 6 a.m. that morning, they found exactly 0 pieces of taillight. Yeah. And he was missing a size 12 shoe, a basketball shoe. So they found 0 pieces of taillight. And there had been about an inch of snow that had fallen at that point. Ooh. Fast forward to 12 hours later, after about 1.5 feet of snow had fallen, and they found about 5 pieces of taillight.
Oh.
And then on 5 undocumented trips to Fairview Road over the next 3 or 4 weeks, Trooper Michael Proctor, who is best friends with the homeowners, has known them for decades. We call him the taillight whisperer.
True.
He finds taillight every single time.
Well, let me ask you this.
Let me ask you this.
So where are they getting the taillight from?
Wait a minute. Is that a real question? Like, again, that's another softball question. Where are they getting taillight from? The taillight store? Like what? They're getting taillight from her car, Vinny. What? But by asking that question, where are they getting the taillight from? Well, they seized her car, Vinny, at 4:12. The state police search happens at 5:45. It gives them an hour and a half to get the car to the Canton Police Barracks for some reason, where Kevin Albert works. The whole purpose of the Canton Police being taken off the case is Kevin Albert was the conflict there. Yet they bring it right back to the Canton Police Department, where Michael Proctor is filmed in the garage alone with the car. And next thing you know, they find a couple pieces of taillight that the Canton Police somehow missed. I mean, that's the most amazing part. They missed the taillight and they missed the shoe. The size 12 shoe that they find 12 hours later, which we bring up here.
From her car that they took?
From the seized car?
Yes.
So, so that, and the taillight is broken in this video, you believe, not from striking John O'Keefe?
Oh, it's cracked there, clearly. And when you see when it pulls out, it's barely cracked. It's definitely cracked. It's like a bulb out. And then later on in Dighton, you see it. It's still, it's clearly cracked, but it's still pretty intact. Well, Vinny, they want 35 pieces of taillight are missing from this thing when it pulls out. Look at it when it pulls out. 35.
Look at that thing. 35 pieces of missing taillight. Again, and Sean in the Gulf always brings this up, and it's the most important part to prove a conspiracy, guys. Look at that taillight. Look at that tail. Just look at it. Look at it. Is it cracked? Certainly. There's a part that's like lightened right there. Okay? Like right here. This part is lightened. That part's cracked. A cracked taillight. That's it. It is not smashed. There would be no red pieces, especially this part right here. But yet entered into evidence in this case is the entire taillight. The entire thing is entered into evidence like a jigsaw puzzle. 35 pieces found on 5 undocumented trips, all of it. But she allegedly did it 4 hours prior to this video, right? 5 hours prior to this video. Taillights don't just shatter like that. Exactly. They crack. They just shattered. Even 𝗀𝗄𝗏 said it was perfectly intact. I mean, this is it. The taillight is what proves the conspiracy. The taillight. The fact that they found 35 pieces of taillight there, and it's clearly pretty well intact here. It's cracked, but it's not smashed into 35 pieces. That's it. And they have entered 35 pieces of taillight into evidence, and they have put it together like a jigsaw puzzle. Somebody in the DA's office, a source in the DA's office, sent me a picture of it. I have pictures of the entire taillight put together like a fucking jigsaw puzzle. My source, and people don't, you need Kearney. I don't need Kearney to be a source. I got sources in the DA's office. I got snitches. My notes on the snitches were on this table when they came in here and raided my house. I got them.
35 pieces of taillight came from that? Are you kidding me? How dumb do they think we are? And why didn't the Canton police find any of that taillight?
They say they didn't find any on the driveway here.
Because it's barely broken, Vinny.
So you're saying it's broken after I'm just trying to understand how this is going to be argued in court. So it's broken after the fact.
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you about something else. The nature and the status of the relationship between John O'Keefe and Karen Reed. We've also learned now about, was it Brian Higgins, who Karen Reed apparently shared a kiss with?
Oh, no.
At John O'Keefe's house? What? But wait.
I don't care. I don't care if, the Canton High School class of 1992 was running train on Karen Reed. I don't care if she was getting bukkakied by 𝗏𝗏𝗆 himself. I don't care about any of that. None of that matters. None of that matters. I don't care if she's the town whore. I don't care if she's somebody's Friday night slam pig. I don't care about any of that stuff. It doesn't explain why there's dog bites on John O'Keefe's arm. It doesn't explain why his phone went up and downstairs. It doesn't explain why Jennifer McCabe Googled how long to die in cold. It doesn't explain why Jennifer McCabe was awake at 4:53 a.m. pacing around her house for some fucking reason. If she was smooching with Brian Higgins, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care. First of all, I don't believe that. But even if she was the town whore, wouldn't that give more motive to Brian Higgins, who was inside the fucking house? What are we doing here? Seriously. I go to jail for 60 days. All hell breaks loose.
Wait. And so, and she was angry because John O'Keefe had done something when they went down to Aruba. What was the nature? Weren't there problems in their relationship?
I don't care if she was having sex with half of Canton. It doesn't explain why he's got dog bites on his arms. It doesn't explain why he's got no bruising from his nose down or has a gigantic
let me ask you this.
in the back of his
you
head.
mentioned one shoe is off, one shoe is missing.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, people get in the Alec Murdaugh trial. We got to learn about another case in South Carolina, Stephen Smith, and we talked to a lot of folks who talked about pedestrians getting hit by cars, and it was common that shoes would come off in those cases. Does that concern you at all?
Where was the shoe?
I don't know.
The Canton police searched it.
I don't know. He's just like, I don't know. Where's the shoe? He's like saying there, well, maybe he lost his shoe. Maybe she hit him with the car and his shoe fell off. Okay, Vinny, where's his shoe? Why didn't the Canton police find his goddamn shoe? The state police found it 12 hours later. That's the whole fucking point. The original police who searched the scene when there was like an inch of snow found no shoe. None.
took his body out of there, and he's wearing one shoe.
The other one's
Where's
gone.
the other shoe?
Okay.
I would look at, personally, if I were me, if I was murder police, I would go in the house where the body was found, but that house was never searched.
They never went in.
You got a dead body on your lawn, the cops coming in your house.
Okay. We've gotten through that. We've gotten through all of this. At this point, right, the last time we spoke, I sort of told you, like, maybe pull back from the confrontations a little bit. Are there any regrets in what you've done? At any point, do you feel like maybe you took it just a little too far? You got wrapped up in the case, the emotions took over a little bit, and maybe you said some things or confronted people, maybe not from your perspective breaking the law, but maybe not doing the right thing.
The right thing.
My biggest regret is I wish I had better taste in women, Vinny. I mean, that's the ultimately.
Okay, so I want to clarify that comment. Better taste in women. I don't really have that bad taste in women. Just sometimes, like Laura Murray's a great person. Okay, I want to be very, very clear about that. It's not. It's just in this case, this was bad taste in a woman, right? This was just like I was looking for a good time. You know what I mean? It was a good time. That's all that was. And it was what it was. And maybe there's something wrong with me where I'm just addicted to like the fun of it all and the thrill. And that's something that I need to work on. Okay. And I'm certainly not, I'm like, I don't want to deal with anything like that anymore. Right. Like, you don't do that. Don't do that. So like, that's my biggest regret, obviously, is that, whatever. I'm a sucker for like, when she called me daddy, I'm just like, okay, here we go. That's it. That's how she started it off with. And it's just like, next thing you know, every Friday, and then it was a good time, that's it. That's it. I'm a weakness for that. That's the ultimately how I ended up in this jam was that. If I could just cut it down with that and not do that, I'll be good. I'll be good. That's the only reason this whole thing happened. It's some bullshit. But anyway.
That's why that was the 60 days. That's what that was for in jail. But quite frankly, no, I would do this over again in a heartbeat because this is all protected speech. The First Amendment is on trial here in Massachusetts, the birthplace of democracy, where the First Amendment was created. We have a statute here that says it's illegal to cause emotional harm to witnesses, not physical harm, the threat of physical harm, emotional harm. Vinny, I cause emotional harm every day for a living. So does anyone with strong opinions. Emotional harm is a subjective thing. Anybody who makes somebody else sad has caused them emotional harm. In the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, if you are a witness in a case, you are not allowed to have your feelings hurt according to the statute. Some of the things, I didn't threaten any of those. Those clips you played, where was the threats? Where were the threats? It was just me saying, personally, if I were you, I wouldn't go out in public because I don't feel like getting in arguments with people.
All right, Aidan, Turtleboy, I'm going to call you Turtleboy. We're out of time for tonight. Appreciate you coming on. I know you spent 60 days on the inside. Now you're back on the outside. We're going to continue to follow everything in your case, but obviously when this Karen Reed trial happens, we'll be covering it as well. And I just want to explain to everyone, because every time you invite Turtleboy onto the show, it's a big deal. Like there's a lot of controversy, whether it's social media, walking around, people talking to you.
And by the way, this is just good for the brand, by the way. Like anytime you have Turtleboy on, it's controversy. That in and of itself is just like, I've made it. Like, mama, I made it. I did it. There go that man again. Like the fact that it's controversial because people know who you are. Winning, done, job done. Like, you guys made me famous. That's it. Like when the guy needs no introduction, it's good for business. And like locking me up, like all of this is doing is just good for business. I don't get how they don't see that, but go ahead.
Anyone who's accused of a crime connected to a big case that we cover, we will invite on. Very few of them, if any, come on, but you did. So I appreciate you coming on tonight and answering questions about allegations, because we've been talking about you while you've been locked up. So wanted to give you an opportunity to give your side of the story. Thanks so much, Aidan. We'll talk to you again. All right. That's Turtleboy. All right. Strong opinions, but
that's Turtleboy.
Was he intimidating the witnesses?
No.
Is it First Amendment? We'll find out.
We'll find out. Yes, we will, Vinny. Yes, we will. So, and shout out to the my Rumble rats over there with the $1 dono. First time watching on Rumble. You were great on CourtTV. Thank you very much. Joey C donates $1. Says, "Do you read these? If so, I'll donate more." Yes, I do. I do. So thank you very much, Joey C, for the 134 Rumble rats over there. Shout out to you people. We've had pretty much over 3,000 the whole night on here. That's pretty cool. Got another dono here. Caitlin sends $25 and says, "Keep fighting the good fight. Don't ever lose sight of the fact that none of this would be what it is without you. Stay magical." Thank you very much. Also, Cash App here from, okay. I want to review the terms of service. I agree. Okay. Let's see. How do I see my cash on the Cash App? Okay. We got Jody sends $50 on the Cash App and says, "Keep holding your head up high. Enjoy those babies." Man, yeah. Did you guys see those pics? Fuck it. If you ever go to Worcester to get food, go to the Wonder Bar. It is the best. Dude, I got treated like a king in there. I love that place. It's my favorite pizza place in Worcester. It's like this vintage pizza shop. Like it's like a pizza parlor. You know what I mean? I go there. I don't want anything but cheese pizza and mozzarella sticks. That's it. And then some soda, you know, like that's a good time. But it's like, it's right on Shrewsbury Street, which is like where all the restaurants are in Worcester. And it's like old school. Like you sit down, you get a pie, you can have beer and soda, whatever you want. It's great. And I walk in there and the owner came over, introduced himself. Great guy. And then at the end, like the waitress, she was a teacher in my former district. Great lady, great service. The people next to me were teachers, and one of them had one of these like turtle things that she bought off the Roccos as part of the fundraiser. Like countless people came up to me and introduced myself in there. I was like out to dinner with my son, and some of them were like polite. They were like, "We didn't want to interrupt you with your son." I'm like, "No, it's fine. It's fine. He likes it. He thinks it's funny." And I like that because the kids are like, "Well, that's cool." Like, you know, like. Your dad must be doing something right. All these people seem to be coming up to him and saying thank you and shit like that. It's very nice. It's very it's satisfying to know after and everybody, a lot of people are like, glad you're out. Like I heard that from a lot of people, and I'm glad to be out. And then like the waitress came up to us at the end and she said, "You want some dessert?" And I'm like, no, I never get dessert at place. She's like, "No, it's on the house. So is your whole meal." They comped the whole meal. And it was like they're called Wonder Bites at the end. They were so fucking good. It was like this fried dough with powder on it. And then with like fudge and whipped cream. And oh my God, me and my son ate like the whole thing. And then we went to North High to watch a basketball game. North High is the state champions from Worcester last year. First Worcester public school team, I believe, to ever win a Division I state championship. And they dunk a lot. They're fucking amazing. And we played King Philip Regional. I say we. I didn't go to North. I went to South. But played King Philip Regional, and they were winning by like 35 when we left. I was actually sitting with the King Philip people, and some of them were saying hello to me and stuff too. So it was cool, man. Go North High. But it feels great to be out. That's all I'm saying. It feels great to be out. Like I felt free the other night, doing that. But felt free. But yeah, so let me see here. So one thing, let me pull this up real quick. And if anyone else wants to donate to the Turtle Chat, by the way, you can click at the thing on the top. Actually. So I found out something else interesting in this. Right. Let me download this real quick. I found a doc. I'm not going to share this, but can I search the document for that? So, you know how Michael Proctor knows the McAlberts so well, and like it's undeniable that the Proctors know the McAlberts. I found out something this weekend, right? That the official line that Brian Tully says, and this is the official line that they're going with to explain away how the McAlberts and the Proctors know each other, that they're going to say that the Proctors know the Alberts, but Michael Proctor doesn't. That Michael Proctor doesn't know him. That his whole family, because remember, like his mother's online saying the Proctors, the Alberts are a second family to the Proctors, right? The Alberts are a second family to the Proctors, and his sister is like good friends with them and all this stuff. But that Michael Proctor doesn't know them at all. That Michael Proctor doesn't know them at all, which is just fucking wild. Like that is the official statement that they're going with in their interview. So, and another thing I found out is that Michael Proctor is claiming that when we showed up to his house during the rolling rally that we parked on his lawn. He said that. It's an easily provable lie. And they're also, oh my God, and Liz Proctor is claiming, and I shit you not, Liz Proctor is claiming that I threatened to kidnap her kids. She said that. She's doing the Giannetti defense. Remember what I said about Mike Giannetti? I said I was going to adopt his son and make him and let him choose his own gender because I'm progressive. And he said he brought me to court and he goes, "You said you were going to kidnap my son and make him a transgender baby." And we all laughed at it because he's a crackhead. He's an idiot. Liz Proctor is saying the same thing. She's saying that I threatened to like kidnap her kids because I said on a stream that when her husband goes to jail, that I am going to teach her sons how to throw a football because they need like a male role model in their life. And she took that. She went full Giannetti. Never go full Giannetti. She said that I threatened to kidnap her kids and do that. And this is why I am where I am, because of lies like that. Lies like that. So I found out a whole bunch of more shit too. Just about Chris Albert, and I'm going to hold on to some of this stuff though. I have to find out what can be shared and what can't be shared right now. But all I know is these people all have to lie in order to get me, where I am. Like, so like, like if somebody were to ask, like, is there a pre-existing relationship between, I don't know, the Proctors and the Alberts? And they said, well, not with Michael. There's not. Maybe with Courtney. So the whole Proctor family knows the Alberts, except for Michael. Even though he's at the wedding, he's with Colin. He's sitting at the table with Chris and Julie and Colin. But he never met them. That's what they're going to say. Okay. We'll see how that one works out. Okay. Anyone have any questions they want to ask? Fire away. I want to see them say it on the witness stand. Well, they may have said it on witness stand because all these people have testified in just not in a public witness stand. To get indicted, you need to, Yeah, Richie's messaging me. He's got the whole rolling rally at the Proctors. It's an uncut, continuous clip that can't be disputed. Yeah, we'll see. Do you ever have to explain to Karen what a Krusty Panties was? When I first explained to her Krusty Panties, she's like, wait, who is this lunatic? And then she got it like after a while. Like, I got a couple clips of Krusty that, let me share a couple clips here that I'm putting together here for something. Let me know if you guys can hear this. Can you guys hear this?
We'll see where it goes.
I'm looking forward to the brony shit.
And I'm gonna get there, but honestly, right now, my main concern is really like showing to support to these people, and like I'm gonna fuck shit up. Like, balls to the wall. Like Aidan should probably just run down and file his fucking restraining order.
Okay.
Again. Just don't do like you did to me.
I'm gonna fuck shit up. Aidan should go file a restraining order now. Duly noted. Duly noted.
And then,
I mean, no, he's lost against me with the restraining orders numerous times. He's never. He can't even get it. He can't even get a fucking temper. I've never actually harassed him. You know.
Good luck, Aidan.
By the way, she's twice tried to take me to court and get harassment orders against me and has lost miserably each time, including the second time in which she used her daughter. And the Judge Mathers specifically said, this one isn't even close. If anything, the plaintiff is the aggressor. Okay. Okay.
Time is the charm, so you might as well. Like, I'm telling you right now, everything, like, he should just stop and think every time he does. Like, would I want this done to me? Because if you don't do it. Because like at this point, I've been talking to other people who are we're boots on the ground.
Oh, your boots on the ground.
You're a piece of shit.
Okay.
His wife can go try to get an RO. She can go do that. She can go do that.
His wife can try to get an RO. Okay.
I'm going to point out in court that I'm just doing exactly what Aidan does to other people. So if I'm breaking the law, I guess he is too.
Oh, wait. You heard that? If I'm doing what Aidan's doing, and if I'm breaking the law, then he is too. Well, I've been charged, right? So we'll see about that. We'll see about that.
We'll see. We'll see that.
We will. We will see.
Thank you for your input, 𝗿𝗲𝗡𝗍. You have.
Okay. We got, what else we got here for a clip?
I'm looking forward to the whole "I'm here for the girls" thing done to you. That'll be cute.
Yeah. I suddenly took an interest in cheerleading.
Wait to see
Oh.
how Jules takes that one there, tough guy.
She suddenly took an interest in cheerleading. Translation: I'm coming to your daughter's cheer practices. Something she has tweeted out multiple times that she plans on doing. Multiple times. Okay. Let me see what else we got here. I got a couple more. Hold on. What else do we got? Actually, she goes on.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. If you haven't joined our Discord yet, that's where we go. That's where we go sometimes. Well, I know you're not going to.
Oh, that voice. Who can listen to that voice? I love the documentary voice she does too. The real serious ones. Like, ooh, Aidan Kearney, terrorist. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, sure thing. How about this one?
If they got questions for him,
right?
Go hit him up at home. He don't mind.
Oh, go to his house.
111 Mason Road.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, he's established that you will not get in trouble for this. Please go to his home. I would encourage you to go when he's not home and his wife and children are there, actually.
Oh, great. There you go. Gives my address out online and encourages a mob to come to my house when I'm not there to harass the children? Is that right? Harass the children? One more time.
I would encourage you to go when he's not home and his wife and children are there, actually.
Oh.
Look Julie in the face,
okay,
his wife in the face, and ask her why this kind of behavior comes out of her household. I would like to know. I will continue trying to get that answer. I am a reporter working on a story, and I would like to know why Julianne Kearney allows her husband to run around and terrorize families, children, and women. Right? Like, what are you doing? Do you want it done to yours? We'll find out.
Oh, we'll find out. We'll find out. We're gonna terrorize your family. We'll find out. Okay, that's a threat. That's a threat. And people are like, why are you giving her this attention? There's a rhyme. There's a reason. A rhyme to everything. What is it? A rhyme to my reason. A reason to my rhyme. Everything is by design. I do, guys. What about this one?
You haven't even seen stick session yet. I fully expect that Aidan will be in Leominster District Court sharply at 9 a.m. trying to get yet another harassment order against you, right? Because he fears me.
Oh,
he should. Fucking should.
He fears me. He fucking should. He fears me. He fucking should. Okay. Leave it at that. Leave it at that. Okay. Anyone have any questions they want to ask me? And we'll see how that one goes. We'll see how that one goes. Again, it's also important to highlight this because sometimes it's like, it should be noted that this is who the Commonwealth has aligned themselves with. Like, this is the type of individual. Or how about this one? I mean, I just want to show Jennifer Coffindavers of the world, right? What like the type of person that, let's see, what is this? Okay. Oh, Aidan has a poor abused daughter, will grow up to be promiscuous. Oh, yeah, she's 8. So that's normal. That's normal. Okay. Oh, I look like a pussy. Oh, there's blood in the water. Okay. Oh, it's about to get a lot worse from you. That's not good. Oh, I'm kamikaze with this. That's not good. He's a pussy who runs his mouth. Okay. Tell his bitch ass to answer his phone. Okay. Harassment. Aids a couple of calls. I gave him a couple calls yesterday harassing him. Okay. Answer your phone, faggot. Okay. What's with the homophobia? Oh, posting pictures of children. Oh, that's normal. Yep. Okay. Yep. Anyway. Oh, how about this one? Coming to my house. Oh, there's my mailbox. Yep. Posting pictures in my fucking driveway. Oh, posting pictures of the notes that you left on, like, in the house. That's good. Threatening to come to my house. That's good. Sending emails to people at work. That's interesting. Organizing harassment campaigns of my attorney. Okay. Showing up at cheerleading practices. That's normal. Oh, going to cheerleading again. Obsession with that. It's just insane. It's just insane. Oh, there's my phone number. Giving that out. So anyway, there's a rhyme. There's a rhyme to my rhythm to my reason, but we'll leave it at that. All right. Anyone have any questions or anything they want to ask? Did I get a restraining order on her? Not yet. 𝗫𝗵𝗂𝗆 has a cover photo of Aidan's mailbox. He's normal, yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting until after March 14th, to be honest with you. Like, if I get locked up, then what the fuck am I going to do with the dog? You know? I'm going to get the dog eventually, but it's like, that would be fucked up if I got the dog and then I got locked up. All right. Anyone else have any other questions they want to ask? Your thoughts on Sean's message to Proctor? That was pretty good. 17-second live stream, basically saying you're going to jail. That was good. That was good. I miss Sean in the Gulf. We got to get him on here sometime. I liked it. He was very, very, I appreciated the kind words he had the other day on his thing about me. Yeah, I watched bits and pieces of his live stream the other day for sure. Yes, I did watch them. I watched them fucking murder the Warriors. Like, they tapped out. It's great to see. The Celtics are unbelievable right now. Unbelievable. All right. Anyone else? Do I think I'll be locked up? I hope not. I mean, I think the facts are on my side, right? The facts are definitely on my side that I didn't violate any orders, you know, that I made a good faith effort to get the fuck out of there immediately. I went where the cop directed me to go, and I didn't even see her after court, and she didn't see me, which is why she didn't tell the police when she spoke with them at 2:30 that she saw me. But yes, we do have the name of the police officer. What do you think of the chances of a March 12th event happening? Like, the 100% there will be something there. 100%. Yeah, she could have approached the cop. Exactly. There's cops everywhere outside, and none of them were contacted by her. I mean, it's absurd. It's just a lie. It's a false police report, which is also a crime, to say that I shouted liar at you. You know what I mean? At a person. Like, I didn't shout a liar at anyone. I didn't say a fucking word. I just stood there. Yeah, we have like dozens of witnesses that were all going to testify to this. Yeah, I mean, I hope they do too. It won't be 𝗬𝗏𝗄𝗃. She's in Superior Court. This is in District. So I hope we get Pomerol. Yes, we did, Kat. We got their name. Yeah, you got to think positive, man. I mean, it's causing me a lot of anxiety. I'm not going to lie. The idea of going back is horrible. But if it does happen, which there is a chance it's going to be horrible, don't get me wrong, and I have a shit ton of anxiety over it. But at the end of the day, you're all going to know how fucking bullshit it is if it happens, you know? People are going to be pissed. No, I got these were made by my friend Erica. Made these. These are nice. These free Turtleboy bracelets. Ask her. She's got them. Erica Walsh. Great lady. All right. Anybody else? She came from the courtroom and came into the 100-yard exclusion area. At all times, you remained a minimum. Yeah, I mean, it's like if you don't even notice somebody is within 100 yards, like how, there's a fucking million people there. I don't fucking know who's with, you know what I mean? What are your thoughts on Sean talking to Wandless? Oh, God. The Wandless thing. I don't even know. Yeah, I am going on Gavin McInnes tomorrow at 2 p.m. Gavin McInnes. He's got a subscription thing. So if you subscribe to him, check it out. But all right, guys, I guess we'll call it a night. I mean, I hope not. You know, it's definitely different from the 26th. I mean, the 26th, it was my word against her. She said that I pushed her on a couch. It was made up. I can't disprove that. You know, I mean, I have a tape of her holding me hostage in the house, but maybe that tape confused the judge. I don't fucking know. But now we have like videos, like witnesses, like people willing to testify. So it's, and the allegation isn't even like, it's like, what? It's so, I mean, if they're going to revoke for that, it's fucking absurd. Absolutely absurd. But, you know, I'm becoming used to it, you know? I'm a political prisoner. And that's it. Has Karen Reed's? No, she has not. We haven't talked to Karen Reed's team at all. Karen Reed's team has, if they did ask me to tone it down, I wouldn't listen to them. But they would never ask. They don't ask me for anything. All right, guys. So anyway, we will, that's a good point. 𝗵𝗵𝗱𝗄𝗃 also thought 2 inches of snow was 6 inches. The goat boy on Twitter has been posting a lot of still images, apparently, from the Canton police dash cam, which I don't know anything about, but apparently goat boy does. So, you know, shout out to the glare, my dude, without the slightest bit of doubt. It's weaponizing the law, you know. Are you nervous they'll still use stuff you say you're against you? Not really nervous. I just know they will. So that's, you know, you obviously have to be very careful and just be very clear and concise. It's weird feeling knowing that there's just people sitting out there like, recording this whole thing, waiting for you to say the wrong thing, and then they're going to send it to 𝗃𝗏. You know, sucks, but is what it is. Got to be careful. Yeah, the picture shows that there was not 6 inches. You guys might have seen that on 𝗃𝗏𝗧𝗂𝗏. Let's see. On 𝗃𝗏𝗚's Twitter account. If you follow him at 𝗃𝗏𝗧𝗂𝗏 991-1994. 991-1994. He's got some interesting pictures of the body cam or the cam when they pull up, and you're going to see that there's like less than an inch of snow on the ground. Less than an inch of snow on the ground. And I heard that the dash, if you thought the 911 call was damning, I heard the dash cam is even more damning. But I don't know anything about any dash cam video. I don't know anything about that. My sources in the DA's office, maybe they've been leaking it. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. So, all right, guys. I guess we'll call it a night. I don't think I missed any turtle chats. I think we're good. But we will see you guys. Yeah, I'll be doing my bus stop live tomorrow. I'll be back. Yeah, we'll call it a night, guys. We'll see you guys all tomorrow for Bus Stop Live and Turtle Boy Show Tuesday. All right. Peace, Turtle Riders.